I just enjoy water spots. Oh, gross. All right, is that it? Are we rolling? Okay, we're on? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode. My name is Sam Sobi. We're fishing with a super special guest today. He's done a lot of fishing from the north to the south, and we're gonna kind of get his perspective today on the differences between a northern angler versus a southern angler. So from his hometown to my hometown, it's about 1,000 miles away. And there's a bunch of similarities, a bunch of differences, and I'm not gonna talk on this. So without further ado, let's introduce my good pal, Tyler's Real Fishing.
Where is he at? Where is he at? Boom.
Yeah, what's up, folks?
Introduce yourself. Where are you from?
My name is Tyler Anderson. I run the YouTube channel called Tyler's Real Fishing, and I am from the great city of Austin, Texas. Way down south. We're about 1,000 miles away. And my dad, though, is from North Minneapolis. And so I've spent a few summers here in my life, and I know that this is the land of 10,000 lakes, man. And we're gonna catch some giants today. So that's what Sam's talking about. We're gonna kind of talk about the difference between kind of my mindset as a Texas angler, but also how I kind of adjust that from Minnesota, and how Sam fishes Minnesota, and maybe how he adjusts to fish the South when he's down there. So I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited. We're gonna crush.
If you guys are not already subscribed to Tyler, I'll leave all his stuff down below. I'll leave a recent video that he's had and obviously his channel. So go subscribe, go check him out. He's super cool dude, awesome angler, and yeah, I think we're just gonna get to fishing. So I'll talk to you guys in 3, 2, 1. So from Tyler's grandparents' house, where he's staying up here in Minnesota, to my house, it's only about an hour apart. So I picked a lake just in between us, half an hour for him, half an hour for me, and I think we're gonna do some flipping today. So it's really cool. We're fishing just this large, pretty cool what we're fishing. We're fishing just this large weed. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I just want to fish. I had 0 cups of coffee this morning. My brain is malfunctioning. I'm sitting out here in the boat thinking of words and my mouth is speaking none of them. So today we're fishing a pretty cool little weed flat here. It's just a bunch of coontail milfoil mixed in. I think we're gonna stick to like 8 to 12 feet of water, flip just big old jigs and 3/4 ounce tungsten up in there. And yeah, hopefully do them dirty. So stick around, stay tuned.
You won't be pissed.
This little weed line action here. Oh, you dirty dog. Oh, God. I just got my pants pulled down. Tyler just smoked a good one. It might get better. It should get better. Alrighty, we made it to spot number 1. This is little weed line action here. Tyler's throwing a jig. I'm throwing just a little Texas rig. Just a green pumpkin D-bomb on the back with, I think, a 5/8 ounce tungsten weight. Basically, we're gonna keep it pretty simple. Not far casts, just short little pitches and flips right out in front of us. Let that sucker fall all the way to the bottom. Give it a couple, give it a couple pops, reel it right back in, and we're just gonna repeat the process over and over and over. We're gonna pick apart this whole weed line. If we get bit, we'll probably slow down from there. But yeah, it should be good. They should be here. There we go, fish up. Yeah, get up here, big mama. Oh, feels pretty good.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll flip. I'll flip. Oh. Get up in here, mama. Give me some of that.
Big one. Holy cow.
Oh, she's a chunky one.
Oh, wow.
Woo.
Okay.
She scared me. There's some fish around this area. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a grown one.
That is a mega grown one. Let me get that's a 4.
Oh, for sure. There's gotta be more big mamas around here.
Yeah, I know.
They're just like, they're so like, you could sit right here and just this weird kind of Minnesota cabbage mixed in with this foil.
Texas rigs and our jigs around, and the fish are just slamming it. So we'll give you guys some tips today throughout this video. Hopefully catch a few more donks, and yeah, some good times. All the best times with the Sobi.
All the best.
All the best.
All the best.
Happy days.
Oh, gosh, sucker.
Another good one.
Quality fish. In the boat.
Sam! You're a madman.
Another decent fish out of the same patch. I don't know if this milfoil is just a little thicker here. There's like a hard spot, but there's really this beautiful, beautiful green milfoil that kind of mixes into this cabbage up here. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but these fish are definitely on it. So probably put them back in the well too.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna slow down, pick it apart. It's a beautiful morning, it's calm. It's like 70 degrees and sunny out here with Tyler, and we're gonna have some fun.
You didn't see that.
There you go, fish on. That could be a good one. Ooh, we switched things up and we made a couple finesse casts out jig worming deep. I gotta get this sucker out of those thick weeds. Oh, not a bad one. There might be some more. There might be some more down there. Oh yeah, that's a little nice little guy. Little chunky sucker. All right. Tyler is actually a fan of the jig worm. He may not be a fan of the drop shot, but he does like the jig worm, which is kind of a big northern thing. And the jig worm slayed that little chunky sucker right there. See you, buddy.
Oh, got a bait. In the mouth.
All right, midday update. It is 10:30. It's been pretty slow. We went out deep for a little bit, caught a couple small fish, and just started flipping from there. And I made the biggest mistake in the world. I mentioned, I was like, I can't believe we haven't stuck into a pike yet. And Tyler turns to me and he's like, you did not just say that. No more than 20 minutes later, Tyler just sets the hook on what I thought was probably like a 4 or 5 pounder. And it was just a big old greasy pike. So if you want to see that pike catch, it's actually pretty sweet. Yeah, that'll be in Tyler's video.
All right, talk to me. How's fishing been? Shout yourselves out. What do you got?
It's been good. We got a few threes this morning over on the weed line.
Yeah, over there on the weed line. We got I got a good two. I got a
caught a tiger muskie too, flipping dock.
How big?
30 inches.
Okay.
Wow.
How are you catching your bass?
Well, we're using wackies. Wackies killing me.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
I see it right there. I see a wacky rig.
All right, that's the juice.
Y'all want to see a big one Sam caught?
Yeah.
All right, well, these guys in the paddle boats are definitely schooling us. They said they've caught quite a few today, and we're more or less struggling. A couple nice bites, but these guys are crushing.
They're crushing.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Right on.
Right on. Water is life.
Those kids over there are smoking them. Let me tell you something. I was joking earlier when I said they're smoking them. I'm not joking now. We actually know they're smoking them.
I'm sure it's like an angler preference thing too. Like I just feel like I get more bites on floor. Oh. Dude, you're on a kick. You're on a slimy, greasy pike kick, man. Like this is my fault, and I'm sorry. I said it, and you got the pike bug, and this is...
I saw him come up and just go...
And you were like, oh, okay. All right, I'll get him off your back. You know, Tyler, I think it's interesting. I haven't had a pike bite yet. Why, I wonder what it feels like. There we go, fish on. The pike do get a bad rap. It's just because they're so slimy and gnarly. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. What do we got? There are some fish.
Down here.
Yeah, dude, in these scattered weeds. They're mean.
A thrift shopper.
Right.
Ooh, good find.
Oh, good find. They're eating it too. There's definitely like a bite window that's opened up. Probably helps we're in the right area, but they're chomping now. Oh! Tyler just set the hook like a massive gladiator set. Like he just entered the ring with his freaking sword and just went, "Hoo-ah!" And it was a pike. He snapped off. But the hook set, I respect that. That was violent. Oh, I just got, that was weird. Fish on. That could be a better one. Oh, you can feel he's down in those weeds. Oh, just a plain old yum dinger on the all-terrain tackle mighty head jig on the back, and they're crushing. Okay. There we go, fish on. Yeah. Oh, they're out here. That was a little bit farther outside.
Okay.
These weed line patches. Ooh, see, little buddy. Where's your mother? Where's your grandmother? Where's your grandmother's mother's mother?
Feeling good. Feeling hot, feeling spicy.
You were on like a couple pike streak.
You know, I don't like pike at all. And I'm not afraid to admit it. That's one thing that we don't have down south is stinking pike, okay? Hook sets, in the south, we say hook sets are free because they are. You set the hook, oh, you get stuck, you go get it. Up here, hook sets are not free because you set the hook into a slimy, toothed devil creature. No thanks. Look at that one, boys and girls. If you want to see this fish, go subscribe to my channel because we caught some big ones.
Yes. All right, I think Tyler and myself are gonna weigh these 5 fish, just to see what they weigh for 5. I wanna say around maybe like 15, 16?
16.
Probably 16 pounds, so that's our guess. We'll see what they weigh.
388, 312, 394. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
451. Yeah, it's a chunk. Ouch. Ow! Ah! I promise, folks, I'm not a wimp. It's just hard to grab. 313.
So that kicks that one up.
1861.
Right. Dude, give me some of that. Give me some of that.
1861.
All right, well, 1861 for 5. That is a freaking awesome day any day. So I didn't think we had that, but really good quality fish. Like all the fish we caught, we even let a bunch go. They're like 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8. Those are awesome fish. So 18 pounds. Oh, I'm glad we weighed them. So the reason I think Tyler's qualified to kind of give his perspective on the difference between a northern angler, northern lakes, southern lakes, is Tyler's been fishing up here for many years. He lives in Texas, he grew up there, and he spends his summers up here in Minnesota. So besides that, he's fished all around the country. He has a really good perspective on different lakes, different bodies of water, and he's met so many different people in fishing. So I'm gonna turn it over to him. I want him to just kind of give his insight on the difference between southern anglers, northern anglers. He's been up here for a couple weeks now, so the northern bass are just running through his blood. So hopefully he doesn't rip on northern anglers too much. But I'm gonna turn it over here. Without further ado, Tyler's Real Fishing.
So northern fishing is something that I've kind of fallen in love with the past few years, and if you guys know anything about my channel, I did a series called Monsters in Minnesota. It was really highly produced, had 2 camera guys, rented out really expensive cameras, and I just wanted to showcase the monsters that you guys have here in the north, that while we do have giant bass down south, I feel like there's a whole new challenge to catching a 5-6 pounder or a muskie or whatever the biggest fish up here. There's a whole new challenge to that we don't have down south. I feel like people take 5 and 6 pounders for granted down south because we have so many of them, but up here I get just as jazzed about a 3 pounder as I do about a 6 pounder down south. And so one of the things that I've noticed especially is, of course, you guys, Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, there's probably more like 15,000, is that you guys have more water to fish. And due to that, the pressure is less on each body of water. Now, of course, you're gonna have lakes like Mille Lacs and Gull, and all those, high profile lakes that just get hammered by walleye guys, by bass guys. And so naturally, they're gonna have a little bit tougher fishing than you're gonna have on your local neighborhood lake. But because of those high profile lakes, you have 10,000 more to choose from that have good quality bass fishing that don't get near the amount of pressure as our lakes down south do. I think I fished a river last week and I asked my buddy, is anybody gonna be at the ramp? And he said, no, nobody's there. In Texas on a Saturday morning in the summer, you're gonna have the ramp full of bass boats. And that's another thing that you guys have up here, is you have other species that are fun to target. You have walleye that are fun, you have muskie that are fun. Some people, blows my brain, they like pike. More power to them. You guys have all these different fish that are actually fun to target, whereas down south we really only have largemouth bass and crappie. That's really the only 2 species. So if you see a boat at the ramp, he's probably going after the same fish that you are. But if you see a boat at the ramp in Minnesota, he's probably going after walleye or muskie or some other species, and so your bass water is untouched. And so that's one thing that I love about these areas, is that you guys not only have some good anglers, but you also have some untouched waters, and so good anglers plus untouched waters equals some epic days out on the water. And that's why I love being here. And also the weather's better. It's 103 in Texas. You guys have the DNR people at the ramp that check you for weeds. We don't have any of those people. And so when I get to the ramp and someone's trying to check my boat, I'm like, who gives you permission to check my boat? It's my boat. Because no one in the south really touches your stuff. No one gets around your areas. But on the water, we do understand that, like, especially offshore fishing for brush piles or ledges, people are gonna get around you, and so like we kind of fish close quarters, but there's still those fights on the water. I have never once in Minnesota had a person confront me on the water for getting too close to their spot. Usually they'll just, oh, how's fishing, eh? Like they call it Minnesota nice, and it's true because you guys are so friendly up here. And I'd say that Southern hospitality only goes so far on the water. I think once you get too close to someone, the fists start breaking out. But I think a good Southern boy, y'all catching them? Y'all on them? Y'all wearing them out? And up here, Minnesota anglers are like, oh, how'd they bite today? That's more Canadian. My Minnesota accent kind of turns Australian after a while. My general consensus about what's different is that, you know, down south we have more wood, more dirty water, more rocks, and up here you guys have more clean water, more grass. And of course, I think your average fish up here is better. So you guys have more 2 to 5 pounders than we do down south. But of course, you guys don't have those 10 to 20 pounders like we do in Texas. So I think Texas is where my heart is. It's where I'm never gonna leave the state of Texas, but it's always good to take a trip up here to Minnesota and catch some donks with Mr. Sobi.
Super fun day out on the water. It started off really hot. We came in there, we flipped at this whole weed line, and we found one little clump of fish, and boom, 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 we smoked them, caught a couple big fish, and then it slowed way down. We went out deep, we jig wormed for a little bit, we were flipping more foil, we just kind of kept our options open, we were bouncing around, and it wasn't until really the end of the day that we stumbled across a new pot of fish, and Tyler actually found them. We basically were just talking, chilling, hanging out, and all of a sudden, whack, he whacks one, and then he whacks another one, and then, and then he whacks another one. This is something, okay, this is something right here. Tyler brings up a good point, just with this, is this morning, I ran to the gas station, got us some waters, and I bought us some bananas too. Literally, not to be funny, just like, hey, like, you want a banana for breakfast? And he's like, oh yeah, no, throw them on the boat in case we get hungry. And I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, like throw them on the boat. Yeah. And I wear a banana shirt, I'm all about that fun stuff, but as far as bringing a banana in the actual boat, that is the riskiest thing I've done all summer long. And
we brought 3.
We brought 3, and fishing turned out fine. We found them good in the afternoon. It was totally fun. Oh, yeah. And yeah, it was awesome sharing the boat with you.
It was a good time.
Dude, seriously, get in here.
I love being here. It's a good time being with being with Sobi, and he's just a guy that we share a lot in common. Just a love for videography and a love for catching big bass.
Totally. So if you haven't checked Tyler out already, I'll leave all his stuff linked below. Please go subscribe to his channel. If you're not subscribed to me, subscribe to me as well. But I truly appreciate you guys watching the video all the way to the end. Any last words?
Man, Giga Maggies.
I guess there's nothing left to be said. Stay tuned, and as always, let the adventure begin. See ya.